He is the best competitor everywhere he goes. At competitions, training, and on stage, talented people are talented in everything. These words perfectly describe him. After all, he is a fit athlete, an actor, and an outstanding vocalist at the same time. Many people think of Yevhen Prudnyk as a man with an iron hand and iron willpower. After all, he is a 5-time champion in arm wrestling. Others are addicted to his theatrical talent, which includes voicing, playing, and dancing in the famous Kiev National Academic Operetta Theater. In the world of arm wrestling, Yevhen Prudnyk is a legend. In 2013, he won the title of European champion. That same year, he became a 2-time world champion on the left and right hand. Since then, his collection grew by 5 world champion titles. He is not ready to rest as he continues to train and improve himself. This exercise trains the wrist because in arm wrestling, the wrist is in the most important factor. The fight begins with the fingers, then with the wrist to twist the opponent's arm. This is a completely different world of sporting because it is sophisticated and elaborate. Apparently, it is not inherent in any individual athlete. But in this world, as well as in the world of athletics, it's native to Yevhen Prudnyk. The theater industry is aware of Yevhen's sporting achievements. They know him as their colleague and first and foremost as an actor. Actors often joke about Yevhen. For example, when he comes to the dressing room, he's often accompanied by very loud words like that of a famous ring announcer. I enter the dressing room and they say, "And now in the dressing room, Yevhen Prudnyk." The Kiev Operetta Theater is a favorite destination for the capital's art lovers. Almost all the tickets are sold out. Tickets for the performances where Yevhen is starring are sold out long before the show day. So you're the new girls, brand new. I'm Sue. This is our manager, Mr. Beinstock. Hi, my name is Joe. Josephine. One of Yevhen's most favorite performances is Some Like It Hot. He says he literally lives in his role on stage. He prepares each role in a special way. It's necessary I shave periodically because the beard grows and people notice it. I'm a woman after all. The peculiarity of this performance is that he has to perform in drag. He can really show his sporting nature in these male roles. In these roles, Yevhen has no other equal, especially when he has to playfully carry 2 beautiful women backstage at the same time. Yevhen says that although he is a professional actor, he does not brandish his talent in arm wrestling. I like to perform before an audience, but I do not like to play to the crowd. The same way in arm wrestling too. I perform and not play. For example, some wrestlers yell, "Yes, wow," they are playing to the crowd. That does not appeal to me. I like to do my job. As I have said before, doing what I like brings me pleasure. Theater, along with sports, brings him pleasure. But in sports, as in the theater, in order to succeed, you must train and work on your craft all the time. Yevhen says he knows everything about arm wrestling, including how to win, how best to get to the opponent, and what techniques to use. There are a lot of different techniques in arm wrestling, up to 50, even more, 52 and a half. We use the so-called sparring. This Ukrainian man has been the champion since 2013. Back then, at the European Championships in Lithuania, Yevhen beat the undefeated Rustam Babayev. It was the fight of the year, the main sensation of the season, the downfall of the 21-time champion of Europe, and the birth of a new world star in arm wrestling. Yevhen calls that final battle the most important one in his career. It started his ascent to the championship. Babayev was unbeaten for 10 years. He won the World and European Championships 20 times in a row, and he probably would have earned a 21st, if not for our fight. Yevhen came to the arm wrestling when he was a freshman at the Dnipro Metallurgical Academy. The higher education of the arm wrestler was not sporty and was not creative at all. He was not inspired by a fight between a huge man and a smaller athlete. It looked as though the winner was going to be clear. It turned out to be a huge surprise, however, when the smaller athlete won.
The
bigger guy strained a lot, and the little guy smiled and defeated him without much effort. At first I thought, well, there can't be much of a difference. The person was twice as big. Had they competed more, I would have believed what I saw. But there wasn't much of a competition. I thought it was kind of a setup. I didn't believe this little guy can beat up a much bigger guy as easily as he had. Later, the little athlete, Denis Shustik, became Yevhen's first coach. He began to get acquainted with the intricacies of arm wrestling. Soon enough, he was falling in love with the sport. What do we normally do? We pull up and we push up, but these lateral movements don't normally exist. As a result, these ligaments right here are not trained. That is why there is an enormous difference between people who are trained and not trained. Yevhen had to wait a long time for his first success in arm wrestling. At the junior level, he beat all his peers, but among adults, he was not even able to cling to a victory. He even thought about quitting the sport altogether. I tried to fight adults, and it was difficult. I could not hold anything for even half a second. And there came a moment when I turned 18 and I thought I couldn't win. I wrestled with adults like this. I was able to wrestle with juniors properly, but not with adults. Yevhen's coach, Yevhen Prudnyk, with whom the champion has been working for almost 6 years, is positive the most important victories are still ahead. He knows this because his trainee never lacks diligence. Yevhen is an extremely disciplined athlete, starting with the fact that he always kept a healthy lifestyle. I've been training him for, 6 years, and I've never seen him use alcohol, nicotine, or even coffee. Yevhen works in the theater with great zeal and dedication. However, he jokes that not all of his creative colleagues like him or his arm wrestling session, especially when his suits and shirts bulge at the seams because of his muscular arms. Props are breaking down very quickly when the athletic actor uses them, much to the dismay of the costume designers. Recently, a very humorous occurrence happened to the actor. The shirt ripped on the actor during a performance. It was very embarrassing, but the actor wiggled out of it. Well, I thought, now I'll roll up the sleeve. I rolled it up, and then I had to perform a song about love, and I'm in a torn shirt. No, I won't do it. I rolled it up there to about here, and I thought, I can't just leave one rolled up sleeve. So I started to roll up the second one, and I didn't go up all the way. Well, this one has been torn, so I rolled it up very high, and the other one rolled up somewhere up to here. I thought, I can't have the sleeve on one hand like this, and on the other above. I turned around and toward the other sleeve. I rolled it up at once. All this happened in sync so I could sing. Yevhen can't imagine his life without theater or without arm wrestling. So far, neither arm wrestling or art interfere with each other. During championship matches, Prudnyk is unbeatable. In theater, he is adored and very popular. That's all. I already wear tights. In addition to the theater, the athlete has one more passion, cinema. However, Yevhen doesn't go there as an actor, but as a spectator. I remember Double Impact with Jean-Claude Van Damme, about two brothers who fight. Then there was Terminator. Okay, now it will look like my favorite movies are American actioneers. It may seem that Yevhen probably grew up watching action films. Actually, Yevhen never was particularly fond of Hollywood action movies, and he never wanted to be like Van Damme or Schwarzenegger. He likes completely different films. Films where you need to act subtly, feel subtly, and think. The film 12 Angry Men, for example. No action, no special effects, yet it's very watchable.
Они сидят, это просто как бы в...
They just sit there as if in their same room, just sitting there. It's just this ability of an actor to grab the attention of the audience from the beginning of the story until the end. You don't see the hero who tells the story. You see the story that he tells, and it's superb acting. When you're there standing, talking, telling something, and people do not see a person, they simply see the story you tell.
На самом деле смотрят не на человека, какой он и что он там из себя представляет, а видят историю, которую он рассказывает.
Yevhen's current coach sometimes gets jealous of the actor.
В последнее время занятость в театре у него резко увеличилась.
Recently, he has been very busy in the theater. It's like his commitments are dedicated to it. He is already a legend of world arm wrestling since he won both European and the World Championships. He won the World Championship 2 months ago. He became the world champion for the 5th time. He is the owner of the World Cup. It's like he already has almost all the titles a sports legend should have. But Yevhen is not going to stop. New competitions, new training, and new tournaments lie ahead. He values all these trips in a special way. He says they have a special charm. However, he does not find trips to exotic countries particularly enticing. He loves cities, hotels, and restaurants. He loves the competitive life and rivalry. I forgot my favorite shirt, and I thought, well, I will go get it. I went to the hotel, and I realized I wasn't competing anymore. I didn't have to get my shirt. I was still in competition mode. It was just so sad. It ended. Competition ended, and everyone is departed. I thought, I shouldn't have come here for this shirt. I love to travel when there are competitions. It has long been an integral part of his life. Both the theater and arm wrestling were something that Yevhen will never be able to give up. We joke that arm wrestling is a sect. Everyone who competes in arm wrestling usually never leaves. It's like, after a while, people just fall in love with the sport. We have very friendly teams and competitions. In general, arm wrestling is not political. We are from different countries, but are arm wrestlers and one big family.
Он настолько далек и от политики в том числе, как бы, то есть мы практически с любых стран армрестлеры, то есть это одна большая семья, одна большая семья.
Yevhen Prudnyk thinks that he got lucky twice. He has 2 big loving families, sports and theater. He feels comfortable and confident in both of them.